Music is a form of expression, entertainment, hobby, and lifestyle. Just about every single person has listened to or been influenced by music somehow in their lifetime. According to the Daily Herald, statistics show that 79% of students and workers listen to music while on the job so that they can improve their productivity by staying more focused. As students, we are always looking for ways to make learning easier and more interesting. Listening to music is popular among all ages. It may just help you on your next exam. Many scientists have conducted research about the benefits of music in schools and the effects of music on the brain. Music has many positive effects on the listener, some of which can even completely change brain waves. Students should be allowed to listen to music during a school session because of its abilities to help students focus, enhance mental function, improve moods, and relieve stress. Listening to music can help students to focus more on the task at hand. This can be indicated by research conducted on the effects of music on the brain. According to Dr. Masha Goodkin, a professor at North Central University, listening to music can allow your brain to emit brain waves, starting in the beta wave and into a deeper alpha and then theta wave. Of course, this depends on the type of music. Beta waves can be described as an engaged mind, while meditation would be in the alpha state. Research has also shown that brain waves coordinate with our speech, allowing us to isolate words. Dr. Masha Goodkin also stated that listening to music can activate both the left and the right hemispheres of the brain. This means that listening to music can activate more of the brain than when not listening to any music at all. The author Deanne Albin's article on BeBrainFit.com, How Music Affects the Brain, describes how musicians' brains have been studied to observe the effects of music on their brain. It has been seen that musicians have bigger and more sensitive brains, as well as better memory, cognitive flexibility, and auditory skills. They also have a larger corpus callosum, which connects the two hemispheres of the brain. This connects back to what Dr. Masha Goodkin stated about music activating both sides of the brain when listening to music. Imagine if everyone was a musician and listened to music as much as a regular piano or country singer did. The brain capacity would be astonishing. Many like to argue that how the brain reacts to music and other school day activities depends on the complexity of the task and the person's personality. Although these do influence productivity, the musician's brains are evidence that exposure to music over time has great benefits. If every child was exposed to music as much as a musician, over time the brain would definitely adapt. The average person listens to music 32 hours a week. This is still enough time to have an effect on the brain of children and non-musicians. All of these effects on the brain lead to a better ability to pay attention. It has been seen through research that allowing students to listen to music allows them to pay attention more. Non-invasive, relatively low lyric music stimulates the brain, allowing students to offer it more brain space to the task at hand. Another argument against music and multitasking is that music can be distracting. Obviously, rap and loud, extravagant songs will tend to be more distracting than quieter, soft music. But classical music has been known to increase productivity with a simple melody and the calming mood. This can be seen through research on the Mozart effect. Music also stimulates the unconscious part of the brain. Each person has two parts to their brain: the conscious portion, which enables us to direct our attention to things we know we want to pay attention to, and an unconscious one that allows us to shift attention towards things that our senses usually pick up. When the conscious brain is acting, the unconscious brain is scanning for things to pick up. Such as when you're reading a book in a coffee shop and someone starts to sip their coffee very loud. This distracts your book reading, right? Music has become a way to fix this issue. It allows the body to listen to pleasurable sounds and focus us to pay more attention to what we really want to be doing. This can be directly applied to students in class. Not only does listening to music help students to focus better during school, but the melodies also allow us for a positive cognitive challenge. Listening to music enhances mental function. Music has many effects on the mind, from better attention to motivation. Many people listen to music to pump them up for whatever they need. Motivation and cultivation of cognitive learning are very important in school settings. I do not think anyone can argue against motivation being a negative thing. Listening to music engages the autonomic nervous system of the body. In other words, music can act as a stimulant that can accelerate breathing, quicken the pulse, and draw attention away from things such as tiredness and boredom. So, this can lead to motivation to complete a difficult task. The NAM Foundation, a source for advocacy resources, compiled a list of facts and quotes about listening to music in the classroom. The list is broken down into the age groups of toddlers, teens, and seniors. The categories are either educational, cognitive, or social as well. Each age group has a few facts from each of the categories. Based on the data from toddlers, a fact from Woodruff, Carr-Kay, and other researchers in the Association for Research on Otogynecology Synopsium in San Diego, California, there are strong connections between rhythmic skills or music and pre-reading abilities. Ultimately, the rhythm and music skills are correlated with literacy. There are also strong connections between music education and enhancing motor skills. In teens, a fact from Helmrich BH in the Journal of Adolescence Research, students who take music in middle school score higher on algebra assignments than non-music students. Exposing students to music more throughout the day and allowing them to have the freedom of listening to music could help kids improve their mathematics skills. I don't know about you, but if I'd have known this sooner, I would have been listening to a lot more music back in my algebra days. Arguments arise about students who are allowed to listen to music become too focused and then develop antisocial habits. Although a valid concern, research from teens suggests that playing music actually diminishes boundaries between people, social interests, and age groups. A presentation on this topic was even given to the U.S. Congress back in 2007. From Michael Roizen on TheRecord.com, music actually can keep the brain young. Musicians don't experience typical aging in the part of the brain that leads to hearing troubles. Other research suggests that music enhances memory in dementia and Alzheimer's patients. Just think of the memory benefits and overall health if students were exposed to music more, listening in the classroom from a young age. Cognitive effects are important to many teachers who allow their students to listen to music during the day, but there are also benefits to the students' emotions as well. Listening to music helps students improve mood and relieve stress. Listening to a calming tune or heavy metal, either way, it can help one control the sociological functions and emotions. Happy and upbeat music has been known to make one feel powerful, while sad music has the ability to make one feel cathartic. If students could listen to music in class, attitudes and moods could be easily uplifted. Teachers could avoid dealing with the crabby kid who talks back when they strike a bad mood. Listening to music is also a good way for kids to relieve stress, anxiety, and anger. The overall classroom can be in much better mood, which would cultivate more learning, leading to a better school system, all because children could listen to music. Current findings show that music that is 60 beats per minute causes the brain to sync up with a beat, causing alpha brainwaves, which as stated before are present in relaxed and conscious states. Some individuals may bring up the point that medications can relieve stress better. But music is something that anybody can access for free, and it's a substance-free tool for stress, anxiety, and anger relief. I wanted to see for myself the effects of music on people around me. I formulated a survey that asked 3 questions. How often do you listen to music? Why do you listen to music? And if you had the option, would you listen to music during the school day? Here are the graphs of the distributions of the answer questions from the survey. For the question of why do you listen to music, the options of blocking noise, focus more, pleasure, and leisure were all equally chosen. The option of stress relief was the most popular choice. As expected, people selected the often multiple choice option over the sometimes and never on the how often do you listen to music option. Music is wildly popular and liked by many, so why would you disagree with implementing music into schools more? Last but not least, over half of the participants responded that they will listen to music during the school day, given the option. Other chosen choices were no and dependent on how much I must pay attention in class. Even with the benefits to the students' motivation and moods, the positives and possibilities of listening to music during the school day is absolutely endless. Although some teachers and educators believe music in class is distracting and ultimately a waste of time, it is hard to ignore the research and benefit of listening to music. A few of the benefits offer students an increase in motivation, a better mood, anxiety relief, and even better cognitive skills. Research indicates changes in the brain that improve and maximize learning. After hearing about the endless possibilities that listening to music can do for a student, I think the idea of allowing students to listen to music during the day is clear. The big takeaway that music affects the listeners in almost all positive manners shows that learning can be made more fun and enjoyable for students in the future if the habit of music listening becomes adopted in the school systems. Music changes people's lives daily, so it should be able to change the schools too.